Yo, what's up, Harlem?
What's up?
Chilling. It should just be a short stream. I just I wanted to go live because I'm leaving tomorrow to go to this con. Because we're gonna cover it and put it on External Gazer. But how you been, man?
No, I've been chilling, patiently waiting for the rain to go away since it didn't go yet. Didn't stop. Just sleeping the whole day.
Nice.
One more else can I do?
Yeah. Well, we've been away because I was moving. I've moved, so I've just been settling in with the young ones, the kids, and everything's
Hmm.
going well. But we're gonna be doing like these getting press passes and going to these independent small cons like all summer in the like around Philadelphia basically. um the first one, I'll pull this shit up. So what all the stuff we'll be doing will go on externalgazer.com, which is just like a little blog. We're just curating different articles and posting our own stuff in between. So we'll cover this con. Now you wanted me, you assigned me certain things. I showed you what there was there. So you want me to go to the Strive tournament? Let me pull up the website for the con. But if you're around Philly, tickets are still available. And tomorrow I'll be going to the Strive tournament. I don't know anything about Guilty Gear, but you were like, go go watch the Strive tournament. So I'll do an article about that. But can you tell me a little bit about it before I go? Give me a quick briefing.
Yeah, it's basically your Street Fighter with even more Christian overtones, I guess,
Yeah,
and more crazy
it's like about
mechanics.
heaven and hell and souls or something, right?
Yeah, it's about like it's about like the church taking over because technology is bad and shit. So we're gonna ban technology and we're gonna find a way to bring magic back. That's the basic lore of this shit.
All right,
And
I'll watch.
they let it rip. The combos on Guilty Gear are like 90% health, man. If someone starts a combo, the other person is pretty much dead.
I think that it'll be interesting because it's, Philadelphia is a big city, right? There's probably some people who can play some fucking fighting games. Friday is Dragon Ball Z Fighter and Guilty Gear. I don't know. I'll probably just focus on Guilty Gear. But other than that, I'll be going to the tabletop gaming. There are tournaments. I'm not covering any tabletop gaming tournaments, but there's previews and stuff. So if there's any games in preview, I will try to get interviews or try to talk to the people working on those and see if there's anything interesting. The AMV Showdown, I have to go to that. I mean, I know you got a soft spot in your heart for AMVs, but I mean, what do you make of that when I told you that there's an AMV tournament, a competitive AMV tournament at this
I
fucking
thought these
con?
were gone. I thought these were gone for a second.
I think TikTok
But
brought
then
them
you were
back.
like, but then I was like, literally like Solid Snake. I was just like, AMV competition. What
Yeah,
do you mean by that?
yeah. Well, I mean, let's fucking here, let's look at it. The thing that interested me was that there's like actual categories, like a shitload of categories. So action, artistic, comedy, drama, romance, horror, and then upbeat and dance. So like, there's gonna be some wild. I'm gonna sit there and probably get brain rot, but it's gonna be awesome. I'll report on as much of it as I can see. But that's what we'll be covering. Like I'll be covering just the general con, but the main stuff is that the Strive tournament, the tabletop, um, a little bit of the AMV showdown, a little bit of the. We'll check out the manga library, and then there's a pinball tournament. So maybe we'll even chat up some of the pinball players and see what that's. That's a gaming scene you don't hear much from. I know it's very
Mhm.
exclusive because pinball people take their fucking machines serious, man. There's certain machines that are dog shit to play, and then there's some machines that are just like lots of fun, and that's as far as I understand. But I'll get good video. I'll get video, and we'll do. I'm not going live. There's gonna be no live content unless we just do it on the fly. It won't be like well produced. It'll be like a test. But other than that, I'll be whipping up content, and we'll be back live like maybe 2 days a week once we start this up. Um, Sweet. I think that's, dude. I think that's actually all I had to say. All I really had to say was to just put this out here, just so I'm doing my due diligence. You got anything to add? Anything fun going on?
Mm, I have some strong opinions about VR recently, but I don't know if we should
Yo, well, that's,
talk
I mean,
about.
no, because I wanted to talk to you about games too. I was gonna ask you, because we're gonna be live, we're gonna be playing some games, just like at the end of streams and stuff. I asked you last night, like, what's our top five? They don't have to be good, but what's our top five games of the summer that we're throwing time at? And you can talk about, you can start with VR, man. You can start with a little bit, because I know you're throwing time at Zoe. But
Hmm.
if you want to talk in general for like a, a little bit, that'll be fun for the end of the recording, and then we'll dip out and play some Street Fighter.
I've been playing a lot of VR games because I bought again a new VR set, and I gotta say, man, every time I go to play, like, I don't know, something that uses the motion sensors, like, let's say The Walking Dead, Walkers and Sinners, or I don't know, any of the game who uses the PlayStation Move controller. I feel like I'm getting hit in the head with the baseball bat. I feel like I feel like every time they have the chance of making the controllers better, they're not doing it because they are afraid of people puking,
It's
and they end up making something so fucking complicated. There's VR games I legit cannot play because of how much complicated VR controls are.
part of me,
Like, Jesus Christ.
part of me thinks that VR really is this just like hallucination of like Gen X and the boomers, and it's like something that they want that nobody else really wants. Cause it's like I'm not super old, but I'm not super young either. But even when I've used VR for a lot of different applications, and it's like I get it, but it's not like something that I think people would ever like mass adopt unless the entire thing was completely altered somehow, like everything. You know what I
Like,
mean?
for example, let's compare a game that has VR but doesn't have motion controls, like Wipeouts. Like, there's the Wipeout Remaster Collection, which they did. They remastered the graphics and then they put the games back on the PS4. They put it like three games remastered in one package, and they added VR to it. Like, the VR aspect of it is great. I don't have any nausea playing I play it just fine, and because using the VR headset is already alienating to me. It's already something new. Not really new, but it's something unusual, and it works fine. Like, I can play it for as long as as long as I want, and I don't feel any nausea. But same thing for Zoe. If I use the headset and I use the normal controller, it's fucking fine. But as soon as I play any game that I need to use the motion controls, like PlayStation Move, it all goes to hell because almost every single fucking time they want you to use the PlayStation Move. It's literally guaranteed they're gonna come up with some fucked up mechanic that they'll probably need to use like four or five buttons on the Move controller in each hand. It's like insane how these devs don't realize that that's why people don't fucking like VR at all. It's
Yeah,
not because VR is that weird. It's because they just choose the weirdest fucking controllers. Always the weirdest fucking control sets possible. It's like insane to me.
yeah. That
Like
what's up, cool
like
soul?
like Square to walk, my dude. Really?
Square to walk forward, excuse me.
I
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's crazy. One of the craziest things is that the absolute best application of PlayStation VR is in Dreams, and it's
Yeah.
like the most underutilized of both the motion control and the VR headset. It's like one of the
hmm
best like
Because
modeling.
3D modeling and you
Yeah.
can actually like go around and look around it and walk around it and stuff like it's
Yep.
there.
Yeah. Well, and it's like it's there, but then it's already sitting in this application that makes it so readily usable. Where like
Yeah.
there are other VR sculpting programs, but then it's kind of like, okay, getting it out of there is a kind of a pain in the ass.
Mhm.
Or you have to be like a professional. Like you have to have professional level software to be able to really work in that kind of medium. But in terms of like, okay, I have a PlayStation, I have a PSVR, I have motion controls. All of a sudden, like, dude, there are people still playing Dreams and making the craziest shit you've ever seen, just and to no credit, to no almost no audience. Like, and it's nuts because PlayStation just kills shit like that. Like they just
Hmm.
make shit like that, fund it, and then shit on it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, because
PlayStation's crazy, dude.
after Dreams came out, there was like not a single word about it.
No
They hyped it up a
support.
lot. They hyped it up a bunch, and then they did like a couple shadow updates, and I haven't heard a word about it since.
Well, and it's because it's like they don't know how to show off a game like that when a lot of the stuff that's made is just like inviting cease and desists, and there's just no way to moderate that
Mm,
content.
true.
So they just don't want to step on a grenade of like promoting something that's like effectively a piracy platform, because there's so many games that have been made. Like there's a dude who made a Jurassic Park game, and got a fucking cease and desist from whoever owns
Warner
Jurassic Park.
Brothers.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. And they had to go into Dreams and physically change all the models that had
Oh my
anything to do
god.
with Jurassic Park. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yup. They changed it to Crustaceous something. Like like they changed it to something that's like vaguely Jurassic Park like.
Crustaceous Field.
Dude, yeah, Cretaceous something. I can't remember the name, but like I can't fucking believe that because I'm old enough to remember when like there were people on the internet trying to like turn Chrono Trigger into 3D or something, and they got fucking cease and desist from Square,
Yep. Hmm.
and it's just like never ending. It drives me insane, the fucking IP rent shit, because at a certain point, like at a certain point I get it, but then at another point it's like then you make it, then you fucking make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't sit on your ass. Like if this guy can whip it up in his bedroom before you can get it out, give it
In
to him.
6 months.
Yeah, pay me
Yeah.
for it. Because we're at that point. It's fucking like I hate this is a whole side tangent, but that's just my view on like if you're an independent and you want to stay independent and you want to make shit, you've got to like separate in your mind that you shouldn't make something that just like is an IP you spin up and charge rent on. You should make something that's so good that if you gave it away, someone would demand you take their money for it.
Mm,
Like you should
mm,
totally that like if you want to be an artist in the future, that is where your head has to be at. Because the people who are like, oh, I'm gonna make a thing and then someone else will buy it and then I'll charge rent on the IP for the rest of my life, that shit's over. That shit's toast. And if it's not, you have to complete like before you had to sell your soul. Now you have to like you, dude. It's your soul and like 10 pounds of flesh. Like like it's fucking not a good idea to try to do that. Because otherwise you're just it gets my blood boiling, man. Because most people think that shit sucks because it's like XYZ identitarian thing. It's not. It sucks because it's like people got to charge rent on everything that gets made. That's why everything sucks.
yeah.
That's why everything has to be a franchise. Everything needs to be repeated.
That's why everything's a battle pass now.
Yep. Yes. Correct. It has very at the end of the day, like the veneer of it being ideological is very actually like thin, and what it really comes down to is just like there are a lot of people who just benefit from something being like cheap and recyclable and fucking like dumbing your ass down to accept it.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Anyway, you guys want to hang? I said everything that I needed to say. I'm going to a convention and we're gonna cover it. We got press passes. We're trying to be press. we're gonna be press at some places. We're gonna be press and we're gonna do some pop-ups. I didn't talk about
Hopefully.
that. Yeah, but we're acquiring merchandise to do some pop-ups. I think I might be able to do one by the end of the summer, which would be sick. But other than that,
That
we'll
would be
be
pretty sweet.
because I'm
I've seen
doing
those pins that you were sending there. I love the look of those pins.
a lot of the pins. We're just like a lot of the merch samples coming in are good. And then I'm like talking to a lot of people, DMing a lot of people, and just being like, if I gave you this much money, would you send me? Like, what would you send me? And a lot of people are very receptive. But the main thing is like I gotta I gotta check some of these cons out, you know, because we're going to this one, because they gave us a press pass. Some of them it's impossible for us to get a press pass. We're too small, but I'm fucking going anyway. I'm going to, what is it? Too Many Games. That's like a big game convention in like the same convention center that this one's at. We'll have to look at that one next time, because I'm like, that one might be pretty. Harlem, you might need to like send me around to actually do shit at that one and not just fuck around. And not just fuck around and watch like a pinball tournament. Because I think that's like an independent. There's a big independent developer thing at that one. Because Too Many Games is like a pretty big con for the area.
Is it like a? Is it? Oh, what's it? Is it like a game jam?
Let me pull it up. I think there's probably some game jams going on there.
'Cause if they got one of those, definitely you should cover that.
Dude, I'll go. We'll do it all. But yeah, let me put it on the screen. Because this one's at the end of June. But yeah, longest running video and board game convention in Pennsylvania. There's a ton of shit here. Steam Indie Game Showcase or whatever. I don't fucking know. We'll look. There's like this one's bigger. This one's like a you know, an institution, at least in this area. But we'll check that one out next time. All right, let's get out of here, boys. Skedaddle.
That sounds like a plan.
I'm gonna mute everybody.